Now, I'm joined in studio by Roisin Moyles. Roisin is involved project worker with the Ballina Neighbourhood Youth Project. And not alone is she with me in studio this morning, but she has brought along Luke Griffin, Helena Ostrovska, no, I haven't got it right, but I'll get it right in a minute, Helena Ostrovska, and Patrick Kelly, who are all, it's okay, don't, stop nodding your head and I'll get you to give me the pronunciation in a second, Helena. They're all with us in studio this morning to tell us about what I think is an absolutely fabulous idea, because first of all, the National Youth Project is jointly managed by Foróige and the HSE, and they work with young people between the ages of 10 and 18 years, and they provide lots of programmes and activities for young people in that age category, 10 to 18. And one of those activities is called the Youth Bank, and that is why we're talking to Roisin, to Luke, Helena and Patrick this morning. First of all, Roisin, as project worker, thanks for bringing in the lads and Helena to us this morning. The Youth Bank, what's the background to this, just briefly?
Yeah, Youth Bank, I suppose this is our first year in Ballina that Youth Bank has taken off. It's an all-Ireland initiative, and there's 13 youth banks all around Ireland. So this year, I suppose Youth Bank is where the young people become young grant makers. So it's very youth-led, and it's guided by, I suppose, the Youth Bank coordinator, which is myself, and our volunteer, Andrea Gallagher. So the young people meet once a week, and they're trained up on different skills.
Okay, but effectively there's a pot of money there, which is, where does the money come from?
Yeah, the money comes from, I know the young people...
And I know, yeah, we will in a second, but I just want to get an overview briefly, yeah. Yeah,
the money, I suppose, the young people are trained in things around fundraising.
Yes.
So they'll organise fundraising events, so it could be from bag packing to maybe doing a presentation to a local business, maybe looking for a donation. And then that money then will be matched by Ulster Bank and the Irish Youth Foundation. Okay, so in other words, if they raise $3,000, Ulster Bank will give them another $3,000. They have $6,000 in a pot, and then people can apply for grants or financial assistance, and these people and others actually sit down. They're like the bank manager, and they decide whether they're eligible for the loan or not. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's just the overview I wanted to get, and then I'm going to throw them slightly. I'm going to challenge you all, because I'm not going to deal exactly with the questions that in front of you, but you all know what I'm going to ask effectively anyway. And I'm going to start maybe with Luke. Luke, we've established where the money comes from. Currently in the pot, do you have a lot of money down there in Ballina?
Yeah, we have €5,000 now.
Okay, so that was. Does that include the matching from the Ulster Bank?
Yeah, that's including the matching. We raised €2,500.
How did you do it?
At first, we organised a disco in Arda Foróige Club, and then Ballina Beverages donated to us, as well as the Ballina Rotary Club, and we raised up to €2,500, and then Ulster Bank and the Irish Youth Foundation matched
the funds. So and how you got involved? I mean, did you just hear about all of this, or how?
Well, every September, Roisin goes around to the local schools in Ballina area and asks for young people in 3rd and 5th year to join the Foróige Club. And
that's how you got involved. You're in Moyne College. What year are you in?
I'm doing my junior set this year.
This year, okay. So you should be buried in a book. Anyway, how's the study going? Okay.
Fine, yeah.
You'll get there, okay. Helena, just turn to you for a second. The Youth Bank and the working of it, okay. And as Luke has told us there's about €5,000 now in your account, which you now can distribute to individual groups for work that they are doing. How do you go about that process? I mean, when you get in an application, what do you actually do with it?
When we get in an application, they'll be shortlisted, and then successful entries will be called for an interview. And we've got our marking system in place then, and we judge on criteria such as, like, what's that project going to do for the young people in our area, and the money, like, you know, how much money is it going to cost them? Is it good value? And then after that, we hope to invite them for a celebration event, and then we present them with cheques. But after that, then we follow up on them.
Okay, and so give us an idea of what kind of funding groups can apply for.
They can apply to anything from, say, doing a play that highlights issues around mental health to,
basically, Anything that would be deemed to be seen as helping young people out in whatever sphere
Exactly, yeah.
sphere it is. So that's how it all works and comes together. I mean, are you one of the people who actually, are you part of the committee who decides ultimately on who gets the money and who doesn't?
I am, yeah. We all take turns then in interviewing candidates, and we'll all have a different role as part of the team.
Have you done this before? Is this your first time getting to that level, or have you done it before?
It's my first time here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is it also, Luke, your first time at this level as well? And of course, down here at the end, I haven't forgotten about you, Patrick. You're there as well. Have you been involved in this prior to this year in terms of giving out money, or is this your first experience?
This is my first experience.
Okay. When a group actually does get the money, talk to me about the follow-up on the groups and you know, what kind of monitoring process is in place to make sure that the monies that's been given to them has been spent in the way they said they would.
Well, when we give them out a grant, they had to sign a contract with us, and then when they spend the grant on what they said they're spending it on, they had to give us receipts and a report on what they did with the money. And then we might do visit checks just to see that they done what they promised.
Oh, I tell you, so you're keeping a close eye on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have to keep all their records, a track record basically of once they got the money, where they spent it, and receipt it all. And you can do inspections basically at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to talk in a minute about anybody who wants to apply for the grants as to what to do. So you might get a pen and a piece of paper. If I can just go back to you for a second, Roisin. It sounds like Luke, Helena and Patrick, is this their first year sort of getting down to the nitty-gritty of determining what projects succeed and what don't? Is this the first time Ballina have it?
Yeah, there was a youth bank in Castlebar.
Yes.
So this is the first time that we've had youth bank in Ballina. So the young people, I suppose, took part in the programme last September in 2011. So since then they've been trained up as grant makers and they've been fundraising money. So now that the money's been fundraised and matched by Ulster Bank and the Irish Youth Foundation, they're now advertising
so
their grants.
It's getting to the exciting part now.
Absolutely, yeah. So now that they'll be meeting other young people, and it's all youth-led as well. You know, they're doing this for young people, and it'll be young people that fill out the application forms that have the ideas that apply to these other young people as well.
I'm sure in your education process on youth banks, you spoke with other youth leaders around the country. What kind of groups, can you give us any examples of the kind of groups that have been getting money in other areas as part of Youth Bank?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be maybe a group of young people that want to organise a small music festival, but they might need, you know, money maybe to advertise it or something, so they could apply to the youth bank. Or maybe it's a group of young people that enjoy cooking and they'd like to maybe make up their own recipe cooking book, so they could apply to youth bank for funding.
Or they might need saucepans or something as simple as that.
Yeah, even many companies in school or something, maybe they have a business idea and they need maybe some financial funding, they could apply to youth bank as well. One of the things that we do have in our criteria, the young people, is they've 4 themes. So they had 10 themes, and what they did was its focuses on issues that affect young people. So they had a vote then as a committee, and they narrowed it down to 4. So those 4 themes are mental health, lack of free facilities for young people.
And there are other ones. Okay, Helena, you talk away there, yeah.
Sexual health and
okay,
teenage pregnancy.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So effectively, they're the 4 areas that the funding is kind of geared towards. Is that correct?
Yeah,
in Ballina?
Yeah, they'd be prioritised over that. But we're welcoming all applications, especially because this is our first year. So we're really keen to get the word out there that we are here in Ballina.
Okay. All right. Well, so for example, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, if a group of young people in Ballina decided they wanted to do a survey in relation to mental health in Ballina, and they needed money for getting brochures together or questionnaires for printing, all that kind of, they could apply. So just something as practical as that.
Absolutely, yeah. Now the age group, one of the criteria is that they're 12 to 18 years.
12 to 18. Okay, right. If there are now 12 to 18 year olds are predominantly in school right now, or should be, so hopefully the mums and dads are listening. And this is, by the way, is it just solely based for the Ballina area, or can people say Bunnyconlon, Killala, Foxford, Crossmolina, can they apply?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I think we've decided on a 24-mile radius.
24-mile radius of Ballina.
Yeah.
Right, could apply. All right, so who's going to tell me? Okay, I think it's going to be Patrick. If people do want to apply, what should they actually do?
If people want to apply for a grant, they should call into the Ballina MYP. They're open from Tuesday to Saturday. Or find us on
Facebook, Ballina NYP. You must be aged 12 to 18 years and be from the Ballina and surrounding area.
Okay.
Closing date is 15th of June, so get your applications in.
Okay, so you have until the 15th of June, which is really just a month, to come up with a good idea, and it's based under those 4 categories. Is there? Do you have a website, Roisin, or not, that this information is available on?
Yeah, if they go on www.youthbank.org, they'd find out more information as well about, I suppose, other youth banks, even if there's anyone listening in other counties as well, to find their local youth banks.
Luke, are you looking forward to this process now of receiving applications and being a bank manager for a day or two?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a new experience for me because, like, as I say, it's only my first year, so.
Great. And Helena, from your perspective, I mean, do you expect when you look at an application that you're going to be looking for the loopholes, or are you going to be looking for the advantages? Which do you think?
What we're going to be looking for is we want them to match our criteria. So whatever matches our themes, like the mental health, sexual health, peer pressure, and free facilities for young people, they're going to be prioritised over the other applications. But having said that, any good idea has a chance. We're here to help the young people in our area.
Yeah, and I suppose, Patrick, it's important just to emphasise that each application will be judged on its own merits. There's going to be, and it is a kind of a joint decision, isn't it? That when you sit down in the process of deciding who gets money and who doesn't, that it has to be kind of general consensus that the project deserves it. Yeah. All right, very good. Well, look, if people want more information, youthbank.org, www.youthbank.org. And the closing date, again, to remind listeners, is the 17th, did you say, of June? 15th of June. And all the details are there. It's a great initiative. I know that, as you mentioned, Roisin, earlier on, Castlebar Youth Project did something very similar to this a couple of years ago, YouthBank, where again the young people determined where the money went, and it's a great idea, and it certainly empowers young people to take responsibility. So fantastic. Luke, Helena, by the way, Helena, give me the pronunciation of your surname.
Ostrowska.
Thank you very much to Luke, Helena, and to Patrick, and thank you to Roisin Moyles as well. Roisin, for bringing up the young people today. You all got to go back to school. You want to say something, Patrick, do you?
I'll say hi to my granny, Teresa Kelly.
You couldn't forget Granny, could you? Where's Teresa?
She's in Ballina.
Okay, very good. Did you promise you'd say hello to her? Okay, are you guys okay, or do you want to do anything?
Can I just say on behalf of Youth Bank Ballina, thanks for having us here to advertise our grants.
No problem. Luke, do you want to say anything else? You don't want to say hello to your girlfriend or anything, though?
She's in school, so.
All right, good stuff. Listen, thanks a lot for joining us, Luke, Helena, Patrick, and thanks, Roisin, for bringing them up. We'll take a break on the programme. It's 18 minutes now to 10.